So now let's start the basic of the Dzogchen. So itself, okay? So to understand of the basic Dzogchen is very important because, we are actually interested to the result of the liberation. The liberation is result, actually, the consequence or result. The result is it will be good or it won't be good. It will be good or not good. It depends. It depends your path, how you practice the path. If your path is good, then the result will be good. If your path is wrong, then result will be wrong. The result is depends on your path. Your path is good or not good. It depends on your best, on your basic understanding of this nature of the mind. So that's why the basic instruction or basic knowledge of the Dzogchen is very important to know before you start practice, actually, before you start practice. In the Dzogchen, so there's two different ways. So we call Sheju and Dubju. So this is Sheju. Sheju means, the way of the logic, the way of the philosophy, the way of the explanation. So it means, when somebody asks you about Dzogchen, so you have to answer. You have to explain. You cannot say, I can't explain. You cannot say, I don't have answer. But you should have answer. Because this is, this is nature. So, and then another one, which is schedule. The dribju means the experience, the practice of experience. This is only experience. Just you can understand through only experience, not through talking, not through listening, just only through the experience. So this is called nyamju. So dribju or nyamju. So there's two different doctrine you should understand, because if you don't understand, I know so many people, they mixed up. Somebody says, oh, doctrine, we cannot talk. We cannot answer. Because they mix already, that means. Of course, every single word, every single point of the doctrine, you can answer. It has logic, it has philosophy behind. So you can explain everything, actually. But when you practice according to your experience, then this is different, actually. So in this case, so maybe we can say, I cannot talk. I cannot explain to you, sorry. So what it means, what I had this experience, I cannot talk exactly to you. You see, because this is normal. So when you explain to somebody about your chocolate, you can explain the chocolate like the colors, shapes, white, everything you can explain, but you cannot explain exactly what when you eat the test. So there's two different way of the two different way, the Dzogchen. So that's you should know. When you know this two different, then you say you don't so you don't mix up. Okay. So today I'm trying to explain through this philosophy way. It means logic way. So understandable way. Through the understand level of way, it's not only experience, you know. So it means what is the Dzogchen exactly? So just through the talking, through the explanation, what is the Kada, what is the Lhundup, what is the Geshe, you know? So this is, so we can explain, also we can understand, we can research, we can analyzing, you know. Okay, so first, so what is Dzogchen actually? So I know you have your point. What is Dzogchen? Maybe somebody says, and the point of the view that everything is Dzogchen. No, you know there's Dzogchen, two words, right? In Tibetan we say Dzogchen, Dzogpa Chenpo. Dzogpa Chenpo is same actually. Dzogpa Chenpo and Dzogchen. Dzog and Chen. So in English, so many people they translate the great perfection, right? Great perfection. Great is Chenpo is okay. The Chenpo means great. That's right. That's okay. The perfection, yeah, why not? But Dzog means actually in Tibetan world, Dzog means complete something. There's nothing lack. It means complete, full of something, complete something. You know, it means, so we have negative emotion, right? For example, so negative emotion itself, they are complete, positive, it means. Complete positive means complete or complete of wisdom. The anger itself also, the complete compassion there. So it's so I think it's the sense, actually the sense exactly, if really you want to explain the way of the text, it's complete. I think it's good to explain. Complete, full of something, complete of something, you know. So and now, so when you say Dzogchen, so you have to point what is Dzogchen, which is Dzogchen, right? So does my table is Dzogchen? Does my body is Dzogchen? Does my mind is Dzogchen? Does my speech is Dzogchen? Does what I can see is Dzogchen? You see? So now you just ask. Now, so Dzogchen means, you know, so you are essential, you are essence, so you are, how to say, you are nature of the mind. That is Dzogchen actually. So not everything is Dzogchen. So now let's think about. So if you are natural state of the mind is the Dzogchen, how is Dzog? How is Chen? Right? So now your natural mind is Dzog. Why? Because it's complete of positive. It's not only positive, it's complete of negative also. For the moment, for us actually. Nirvana, samsara, nirvana, everything is complete. There's nothing lack actually. So this basic nature of mind, it's like the land. It's like the land, the empty land, you know, the empty land, the empty earth. So we can cultivate. We can cultivate whatever you like. So it means, so this basic, through this basic nature, we can cultivate those positive things of the liberation, or those nirvana qualities, all those qualities of the nirvana, all those negative of the samsara, whatever. Just we can cultivate. It's like land. It's pure land. It's like land. So now just you look yourself. You are natural. You are essential, or you are natural. You are nature of the mind. When you look in yourself, you know, every your phenomena, whatever positive, negative, it's just it's just there actually. It's just manifesting through this essential. It's like space, you know. Your inner peace, or your inner essential is like it's like space. It's like space, because so sometimes we call the internal space, internal space. So just the best example is the external space. Just look there, how is function there. In external space, so there are so many different things, right? Like cloud, stars, whatever. So we can see those, all those different phenomena just appear in this space. Just appear in this space. So that means in this space, so everything is dissolved, complete. It means in the space, it's complete. There's nothing left. There's nothing beyond of this space. There's, you see, that every star we can see in the sky, those stars are in the space, not beyond of space. Within space, it means within space. So it's the same way. So every phenomena, your emotion, your physical, your body, your speech, your mind, your how to say karma, your belongs. What is your your belongs to? Just appear within yourself, your natural of the state mind. So in this case, so we call it Zo. Okay, Zokpa. And then Chambo means great. Of course, it's great. It's not just small. It's great. Great means it's very large space. It means there's infinite space. It's infinite space. There's no end. There's no beginning. It's just a space, external space. You know. So we can ask in the external space. So if in scientific says, the before this this world, it starts from Big Bang. Before Big Bang, there's one very big star. So then we can think that before this big star, what is there? Of course, there's something. There was something. There should be something, you know, because the space is it's permanent. It never begins, never end. Okay, so this space in the inside space or inner space, the inner space, so within yourself. Sometimes we call the Buddha nature. Sometimes we call Rongyong Ishi. Sometimes we call Ritpa. Sometimes we call Kunje. But actually, so it's always pointing to your natural state of the mind. So now, so this inner space, so there's some qualities actually. So we should have to not that space. That's just not only we can say space, okay? So we have to know the quality. What is quality there? So first one, it's very popular word in Dzogchen tradition. So we say kada, okay? It's kada. So our inner space is kada, actually kada. What does meaning? What does meaning of kada? So inner space it means that from beginning until now, it's purity. It's purity. It's pure. So if you say, because if it's pure means, you know, that it's essential, the essential of the identity, the essential of the identity of this inner space, it means it's purity. It's pure. It's never become dirty. It may never become, you know. So if this inner space is not purity from beginning, so then we cannot liberate, actually. We cannot liberate definitively. Because the deludement, those deludement, the R, it's become essential identity of inner space. If then those deluded or those delusion mind, so we cannot purify because they are inseparate, you know. It's like cola. It means, you know, cola. When you do the fire, there's after the fire you have to left there's the wood which is black, you know. You cannot wash them, but you cannot clean up because it's black. Outside also black, inside also black. So if the inner space itself is not purity, I mean, it's not purity, so then we cannot purify. So because of this inner space itself, it's purity from beginning until now. It's purity itself. is pure. So let's give you example another one. So let's say the water. Okay. The water, when you put in the water, the substance mixed in the water. So we can see, we can sense to be the water is the dirty, right? The water is the dirty. You look closely, the essential of the water itself is never dirty. It never become dirty. The clarity is always there. The clarity of the water is already there. The part of the pure of water is from beginning until just there. We cannot dirty. So in this case, you see, when the water is filled, you know, those substances mixed with water. When you don't touch the water, when you don't shake up the water, then those substance goes down. Those substance goes down through the silence, you know. And at the same time, the pure part what is water is come. We can see clear. So it means the pure part of the water is cannot come. It doesn't mean they come from outside. The pure part of this clarity of the water is already there actually. So that is called kada actually. In the Dzogchen, when you explain your basic nature is the kada, the purity. Its essential identity is purity. So it's already purity, so we don't need to purify it. So in this case, sometimes we call the basic Buddha, you know, the basic Buddha. And the basic Buddha is not exactly Buddha, but it's almost, you know, it's same quality. It's same quality. So once we liberate ourselves, once we recognize of the nature of the mind, then so we become this part. So at that time we call you are become Kundazampo. So I am become Kundazampo, Dharmakaya. There's no difference to. So when we attend to the liberation or to become Kundazampo, so we don't attend to somebody. We don't join to somebody. We don't join to somewhere in one Buddha. Because it means the water itself is purity, already purity. So those substances mixed with water is going down. It's going down, it's killing off. But through this way, the water is already clear. The water is already purifying, you know. So this is so important. So this is a very important part. So kada. Many people they ask themselves. They say because they have doubt or so. They say if I meditate, if I practice the Dzogchen, or if I practice the something meditation, can I really have liberation? Can I really become a Buddha? Can I really purify my anger? Because so many people, they doubt, they have doubt, because they don't know this point, because they don't know this point of the kada. So as I give you this example, the example of cola, you know, cola. So if you know this is cola, you never try to clean up because you know this is cannot clean. Because inside, outside, everything is itself color. It's black, you know. You cannot clean up, or black or yellow, whatever. So when you clean up on the table, there's something substance when you have. So we try to clean up. So because we know that is not identity of table. That is not essential with essential of table. That substance is not inseparable of the table. So that's why we can try to purifying the table. We can clean up the table. Table we can clean up, right? Those substances. So if we know this philosophy, if we know this philosophy of how we can manage, how we can manage of our negative emotion through this natural through this natural mind. Because once when you know natural state itself, it's clear, it's clean, it's clarity. So then you know those negative emotions, those negative energies, those sufferings, whatever you have is just is substance on the table. So you can clear. But somebody says, yes, I can clean up once, but it comes again as table. Every morning you can clear up, right? So this is also not same. So we call, there's one point, it's called once you definitively realization becomes realization, then so we say those manifestation, the way of the door of the manifestation, the negative door is where we closed. So we call Lhundup Guji, Lhundup Yuko. So those the door which is manifesting those negative emotions, those negative negative energies, the doors when you opened, then we always manifested. We cannot close, we cannot manage definitively because the door is open. So once you close the door, those which is the manifesting through this door, those negative, then there's no manifestation of negative. It's automatically blocked. So that's this door is how we close the door is through the understanding, through the realization, through the practice. Okay. So this is first point, kada. Actually, so there's some different point also. So if you have questions later, we can discuss a little bit about. And the second point is called Lhundup. Lhundup, okay? So this is very important also, important point. Lhundup. So Lhundup is spontaneous. The spontaneous presence. Sometimes we call spontaneous presence. Sometimes we call inherent existence. So you should know that when you talk about Kada, when you talk about Lhundup, when you talk about we are always talking about your inner space. So we do not talk about external phenomena. We always talk about bonding to your nature of the mind, your natural state. So your natural state, the second point is the Lhundup. First point is clarity, right? Clarity and pure. And second point is the spontaneous presence. Spontaneous presence, or also sometimes we call inherent existence. Lhundupa. So sometimes we call existence effortless. So it means, you know, so our life. So whatever those you see, like your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, sadness, happiness, whatever just we have ourselves, it's just it comes, you know, it comes itself. It comes itself, it goes itself. We cannot control it. So it means it's spontaneous. It's spontaneous, comes, it goes. It's not only talk about positive, it's also negative of the same, you know. So those negative emotions from this nature of the mind, those negative emotions, yes, it comes natural way, it goes natural way. So it means there's inherently existence. Existence. Those qualities of the nirvana, you know, every qualities of the nirvana is also within yourself, within your inner space, inherently existence. So let's say let's say compassion or wisdom, you know, compassion. So if I become anger or to somebody or something else, but at this moment I'm very eager, I'm uncontrollable through this anger because anger controls to me. But if anger is strong or less strong, it doesn't matter. But compassion, the compassion, is inherently existence there always. So because of that reason, so we can improve of those qualities of compassion, you know, through the practice. It's like seed. When you have the seed of the rice, because we have already this basic the land, and then on the basic land, if you put the rice or the seed of the rice, then the rice, it gives the flower, it gives, you know, it gives the uh, um, it's become growing because of the seed, because of the land. So it's exactly the same. Those positive positive qualities of the mind. I meant here just mind, okay? Mind, like compassion. The seed is inherently existence there. Also, those negative also same. Also negative also same, because you see the child, when since they are born, they don't need to learn how to attachment, how to anger. They don't need to learn how to jealousy. They don't need to learn, actually, because the seed is there, inherently existence. You know, so all this phenomena different, whatever just appear in front of you, in front of me, is the seed is inherently existence there. Through the seed, then it's manifest. It's manifest. So nirvana. So if there's no seed of the nirvana, so we cannot attain the nirvana. We cannot reach of the nirvana. So basically, in the Dzogchen, nirvana doesn't meaning when you go to nirvana. It doesn't mean you go to somewhere. The nirvana is here, just there. It's up to me, you know. It's up to me. If somebody realize it's nirvana, it's nirvana. If somebody realize, if somebody recognize, how to say, uh, those who are not recognizing of the nirvana, for those people, this is a samsara. So finally, samsara and nirvana, there's no difference. Just appearing through your natural state of the mind. Your nature of the mind, there's inherently existence, force manifesting. For manifesting means it's not forced to right now. It could be manifest next life, or also next life, a few lives after. Because your basic nature is the space. It's like the space, you know, the space. Look at the in the also the you look in the space of the external space. So how is those phenomena in the space, how it comes and goes in the space. When you look today, there's no cloud, just empty and blue and light. But few hours after, the cloud is come, the dark is come, the star is come, and different phenomena is come, you know. So those in the space, those like wind and those five elements, you know, the stars. So whatever those phenomena, just moving there, just manifesting there itself, natural way. But space is the space is stare is pure, stare is clarity, stare is the empty. Because of the cloud, because of the star, the space is not become material. The space not become star. Space not become cloud, you know. So it's exactly same. Our nature is always nature, always empty, always purity. But in the Lhundup side, those different phenomena is just appearing because there's nothing blocked. There's nothing blocked. Anything can be appear. Anything can be comes. Anything can be goes. It's just absolutely 100%. The door is opened. So that's in this case. So we call Lhundup. So okay, so now so we so if you have questions, so we could discuss a little bit about. You can ask, so we can discuss here. So I have 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So we have, and then the rest. Tomorrow we are going to talk, continue this other qualities, you know. Okay, could you please write essential term? What is any? From the you can find that look in the image store. Okay, yeah, waiting this. So what do you mean? I don't know exactly.